Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much for remaining with us. Future Africa Leaders Foundation, that's what we're talking about next. Of course, that's a non-governmental organization which identifies, celebrates, and supports young Africans who have demonstrated exemplary leadership by impacting their generation positively through education, youth empowerment, and mentoring through other projects aimed at building young people and preparing them for a positive future. I'm particularly excited about this one because I still maintain that if we do not take care of young Africans now, Africa's future is lost. And it's also something I've heard a number of African leaders talk about. But let's talk to the young people themselves.
Tony Olumulu Foundation, he ends that promo by saying, the future of Africa is in your hands.
And that's...
You just echoed that again.
I know that's... I said that because, I mean... Let me not begin with my own lamentations. Well, Programs and Operations Officer of Future Africa Leaders Foundation is here with us this morning, Pastor Ayodele Adedeji. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
He is here in company of Nevis Zumitia, who is the 2021 Future Africa Leaders Award as Fala Star Prize winner. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
As well as Ms. Anna Maneno, who is Fala winner, 2021 Fala winner from South Sudan. Man, I like this smile. I wish I could just recognize or represent South Sudan. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, sir.
Incidentally, Gwe Michael Wawa is also with us, but he's not on set. So he is the 2020 winner, Star Prize winner. But let me begin.
From Cameroon.
From Cameroon. Oh, by the way, Nevis is from Cameroon. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
Let me begin with you, Pastor Adedeji. Tell us about this Future Africa Leaders Foundation. A number of people know about it, but all they do is know about it, not really much.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful to be on set today, this morning, and I firstly want to say a big thank you to our president, the patron of the Future Africa Leaders Foundation, by the name Reverend Dr. Chris Oyakilome. Pastor has done a lot through young people and has invested so much in young people across the continent, Africa. And our inspiration, firstly, is connected to the fact that Africa houses or accommodates the largest young number of people around the world. How do I mean? When you look at statistics, almost 60% of Africa's population is under 25, and that ranks Africa as one of the largest or one of the world's youngest population around the world. You know, so it means that Africa. It means that young people should be given attention. Young people should be given the opportunity to express themselves, and the need for the Future Africa Leaders Foundation. At the Future Africa Leaders Foundation, we do many things, but one of the major things we do is to explore great potentials, because we know young people have the potential to bring transformation to their world.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, these young people that you have pointed to. I shouldn't have actually come to you first. I should have done ladies first today. Anna, let's begin. What's your own specialty? Part of what the foundation aspires to do is to nurture financial, political, technological, intellectual, and economic greats who are inspired to discover and execute sustainable solutions to Africa's challenges. What's your own interest?
Thank you, sir. Thanks for this opportunity.
First of all, I would like to appreciate and thank the founder and the president of the Future Africa Leaders Foundation, that's Reverend Dr. Chris Oyakhilome, for this privilege right away from South Sudan for me to talk in Nigeria. Pastor always says the future of Africa is in our hands. And if you notice that Africa is one of the richest continents on planet Earth, but people have victimized themselves. Most of the Africans have victimized ourselves. When I say Africans, it means to our smallest communities. We have so many opportunities. We have so many things that we can do beyond what the government can do. But then something I've realized about us is fold our hands and then complain about the government. Oh, the government has not done this. The government is not doing this. But then you've not asked yourself, what have you done that the government needs to contribute its own? Now, like, take the aspect of South Sudan. The news about South Sudan is always the negative news. But then there's something good in South Sudan. Thank God I'm on site to know there's something good about South Sudan. But then because the outside world is the one that exposes what is out. But then I come to myself, should I also fold my hands and complain that the government isn't doing anything? Should I also be the person who will send the propaganda that there's killing, there's insecurity? What else can I do? So that's why I got out from my comfort zone to reach out to others, to the needy, to the refugee camps, to do the different activities that I do, because I feel I am the future of Africa.
What are some of those things that you did?
I did mentorship programs with the adolescent age girls. I reached out to the refugee camps in Uganda. I organized sports activities, reproductive health with the women, educational health, because there was a school I went to and I realized out of the 1,020, there were only 20 girls in the total school. It hit me so hard. So I had to reach out to the different communities. There was a time we had to do filming to reach out to a big audience. So we produced the film and went to every zone, because in a camp there are different zones, like regions. So reach out to them. Then back in South Sudan, I was part of the active members of the South Sudan Youth Fight Against COVID-19. Through that, we were able to reach out to different communities, sensitize them, but then we realized it wasn't enough. Reach out, giving them food. We raised...
Wait, Anna. Maybe I'm lost here. So with all that is happening in South Sudan, so it's not, you're essentially saying it's not as bleak,
Grim.
as grim, as hopeless as
we are made to believe.
We are
Yes.
made to believe.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
Yes.
People are still living normal lives.
Very normal, ma'am. South Sudan is one of the best land. Like, very. I love that country. We have the best land, but then when you're outside, they always scare you from South Sudan.
Me too. I love Nigeria. Don't come back. Well, Kevin, right? Let me ask you. Sorry, Nevis. What's been your own experience? How did you? What were you doing? I mean, I've heard that she is a philanthropist. Maybe I should. Thank God I'm not a refugee, an IDP person myself. Maybe I would have met her. But what's your own specialty?
Okay, thank you so much for having me on set. Like I said, my name is Ometia Nevis, the 2021 Star Prize Fowler winner from Cameroon. It's a great honor to be here to share with you my story, my journey. I'm a tech innovator and a community builder. So my work, my day-to-day activities are centered around technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. I would like to start by thanking the president of the Future African Leaders Foundation for the great vision he has installed in raising young future African leaders in transforming Africa. So we are a product of that vision, and we are being an example to other young people to tell them that there is hope for Africa. We are that light, and Africa can only be built by Africans. So my day-to-day activities are centered around doing training programs with kids. So I train kids how
Kids,
to build.
what age?
Kids from 7 to 17 years, kids and teens. How to
And teens, okay.
teens, yeah, how to build robots. You know, a lot of times we see things on TV, we feel like, oh, these things are only done by whites. Is it even possible to do it in Africa? But with the little resources that we have, like you just said, we cannot sit back and complain. We can't sit back and complain. We have to be at the forefront.
But Nevis, one of the questions that comes to my mind is, you know, a good number of people say that young people are largely laid back. Many of them just want to, what's the word we use? Blow. In local parlance in Lagos, they say jakpa. They just want to get out of the country, get out of the continent altogether and all of that. So how are you able to tell these teens? Because I'm pretty sure that the 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, they've been hearing them say, look, we want to get out of here. And you are saying you're able to persuade them to wait. How are you able to do that?
You know, for over the years, I've really been doing so well in my field, and I've received a lot of calls from out that, Nevis, you are wasting in Cameroon, you are wasting in Africa. Why don't you come to the US? Why don't you apply to MIT? I've even had the opportunity to go, but I said no, it's not yet time. Let me first of all, and you see, this was my first time traveling out of my country, and imagine coming with a Future African Leaders Fund and coming to win an award is something to show that there is hope. If I'm in Cameroon, if I'm in Africa, I can still do everything that if I go out there in the US or in the UK, wherever I am, I can still do it. And this is just to show that there's a possibility. And to tell young people that we just have to have a vision and a purpose, because that is what should drive us. Because I know a lot of time people just rush to go to these other countries because they don't really have a vision or a purpose. But I'm working with a vision and a purpose. That is why I'm not in a haste to move out or something. I know that I'm going somewhere.
Probably easy for you to say. Is it that simple for you as well, Anna? You're able to persuade people to stay in South Sudan?
Yes.
With all of the noise that's going on?
Yes.
With all of the quote-unquote hopelessness that some of them always point to?
Yes. Home is always home.
I agree with you.
And
I couldn't
there's
agree
freedom
more.
and liberty at home.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, it's not my first time traveling out of the country. I've been moving out to represent my country. But I always want to come back home. So I want to, yes, I can come to other country. But you know, the country you admire, you can build your country the same way as the other country you want to be in.
You can build your country to be one that everybody will admire.
Yes, sir.
I like
Yes,
that.
Master.
Okay, Pastor. Now, this foundation organizes this program and parts with approximately $125,000.
Yes.
That in Nigerian money is a lot of money.
Absolutely.
So I'm very interested in how you select these winners. You've come along with 3 of your winners today, 2 from 2021 and 1 from 2020. How were the selections made?
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. The whole selection process it's a rigorous and a tedious one because we have quite a number of young people who make applications for the Future Africa Leaders Award because young people are doing so much, and they also want their works to be seen. And so we find a pool of young people applying for this particular award.
They can attract some funds to continue the work, right?
Do you blame them?
Yeah, because that's also our contribution and pastors' contribution to young people to further expand their work. If they can be empowered financially, then we can see more of that work, gain grounds in Africa or particularly in their countries. And so when we send out information through our website is www.futureafricaleadersfoundation.org. So when you log into the foundation's website, there you are able to apply for the Future Africa Leaders Foundation. Of course, we just ended the Future Africa Leaders Award on the 31st of December 2021, and that is where Nevis emerged as the Star Prize winner.
Star Prize?
Yes.
Congratulations. Let's see your trophy, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Right.
This is Africa. You have won Africa.
Great.
And so, we have
what did Anna win?
some juries who.
What did Anna win?
Anna, she's one of the top 10 winners.
Top 10
So,
winners, and
yes.
that's why you have your own.
Thank you.
Plug.
Oh, you have won Africa too.
So before we can emerge 10 winners, we have to evaluate their work.
How many entries do you have per time?
We have over about 2,000, over 2,000.
And out of 2,000, you choose 10.
10.
So their work has to be outstanding.
Very outstanding. Before then,
Well done, guys.
Before then, we also have our 30 nominees, that we have the opportunity to showcase some outstanding work carried out by 30 of our nominees. And it is out of that 30 nominees that 10 of these winners emerge. So the juries evaluate and analyze their work, how they were able to carry it out, and go through all the criteria. It must be relevant, it must have international significance, it must have impacted a community deeply, and several other things like that. So several calls are being pulled through them also to also further investigate what they have carried out and done.
What kind of challenges, sorry for butting in, what kind of challenges did you have to encounter in getting to these numbers?
Well, several. Okay, in choosing, right? The challenge of, I would say the challenge of choosing, of selection. Yeah, because there are still more other people that have done great things, but you see, you are looking for that distinguishing element that separates.
I'm happy that the young people are giving you that problem. Let me come to you, Anna. In speaking in encouraging other young people, both of you will speak to those, but in encouraging other young people, first of all, speak to the reality of the challenges that young people have and why many of them are disillusioned. How have you been able to circumvent that?
One thing is the mind. The mind is the most powerful thing before you can do anything. When you realize, when you discover yourself and realize what you really needed, there's a way how you get out to get a solution. I also blame we young people. The social media world has robbed us of our wisdom. There's so much into social media than reading. Reading is powerful because life is full of choices, and the choices shall be based on the knowledge you have.
Well, you see, the mind thing that you talked about is also a function of the environment or what is available to them. Nevis, you agree with that? Mm-hmm. That it's a function of what is available to them and the information that they are influenced by, is in their environment. High level of poverty, hopelessness, policies of government that doesn't seem to support them at various levels in Africa. So convincing the young people, the young African, to not be disillusioned must be a tough work. What would be your recommendation, especially with this impetus of an award that you have?
Okay, so talking about that, one thing that I would just like to encourage young people out there is to focus on creating value. You should have a niche. What is that particular thing that you can be known for? Because, for example, one of the projects that brought me to the Future of Canada's Foundation, or gave me one of the awards, is, so many years, about 3 years ago, I had this, I saw this problem and I was worried about how I could solve it. I did not have the means to go about developing that solution. But I could not just stop because there's no money, there's nothing. I had to just keep looking for ways that I thought it could help me to realize that. So it was a 3D printer, it's a great 3D printer, and it's a very, very complex machine. These are machines that they cost hundreds of thousands. And I just had to say, but they are normal printers that you print on a sheet of paper like that. So I could harness parts from these things, put them together, e-waste, and I was able to build a 3D printer. You see, if I was just sitting back and complaining, and then at the end of the day, I wouldn't have been able to do that. And finally, I was able to build a 3D printer. So I'm just trying to say that there's a possibility in everything, and if you can create value out of it, definitely you can be able to move. Because just like I was talking about traveling out, once you create value, people will look for you, money will look for you. So that's like I can say.
Very interesting.
Yeah, Pastor, you haven't told us what inspired the creation of this foundation and the work that it's doing.
Okay. Pastor says that Africa can only be built by Africans. That's a quote from Most Reverend Dr. Chris Oyakilome. Like I said, he's the patron, the president of the foundation. And so our inspiration stems from the fact that we have a lot of young people that can be mentored appropriately because of the resources that is inside of them. You see, when a young person meets somebody that can mentor him, he stands the chance of giving his world the expression of the resources that is built inside of him. He never spoke about the fact that he's a tech innovator. I mean, if we were just sitting down there and allow young people to just flit around or, do nothing or not engage them, we wouldn't have gotten him. So Pastor deemed it fit to set up this foundation so that we can explore the potentials of young people. Because we know that Africa has a whole lot of resources, and that resources is plugged into the heart of the young people. And so for us to be able to bring solution to Africa as a continent, we need to mentor them, we need to build them, we need to explore that potential, we need to
It definitely is a tough work. It's incidentally, and I don't know how, I'm not going to ask you this question, but it's a fact that the 2021 Future Africa Leaders Awards, Nevis, that we spoke with earlier, is from Cameroon.
Yeah.
So also the 2020 Future Africa Leaders Awards, Gwe Michael Wawa, is also from Cameroon, and he's joined us as well. You are the old winner.
Yes, sir.
And it just so happens that both of you are from Cameroon. Are you also a tech, what's that word again? Tech
innovator.
I'm actually into tech too.
You're also into tech?
Tech and agriculture.
Tech and agriculture. I'm interested in that. Okay. What did you do?
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity to be on set with you. I also want to thank the president of Future Africa Leaders Foundation, Reverend Dr. Chris, for the investment which is having in the lives of young people across Africa. I've benefited so much from this investment, and I'm actually helping others to realize their potentials as far as what Africa has for them.
Oh, you come to that. Tell us about the agriculture part first.
As concerning agriculture, basically we are into plantain value chain addition. So we have invested so much. I've invested so much in my team on plantain value chain.
What do you call plantain in Cameroon?
Details.
What do you call it in your town? Why are you laughing? In my town, we call it dodo. We call it ikpekere. What do you call it in your?
No, we have dodo.
And the crunchy part is what we call ikpekere. What's your own?
Well, we just generally call it plantain. Even in native language, they have to use plantain as.
Okay, what do you do to the plantain?
Now we transform plantain into plantain flour. And we also have plantain chips that we make from plantain.
Okay.
Yes, and
that's what we call it, the plantain chips.
The plantain chips. So, but the project actually we had to train, because there are many students who don't know how to set up plantations, but they are studying agriculture in university. So we had to build a training facility where we can train them on modern techniques. Now, traditionally, you have to remove one sucker from maybe a tree that has 3 suckers around it. But we had to come up with innovative techniques that you can use a small sucker and produce 10 or 15 or 20. So with that 20, you can easily set up a plantation with 1,700 plantain suckers. So with that technique, we had to train many other students.
What did you call them? Plantain suckers?
Suckers.
Suckers?
Yes, plantain suckers. They're small plantlets. What you actually have to plant one after. When you see big plantations that have thousands of plantain, they don't actually move from one stalk to another. They have to do some propagative techniques. So we're training you on those techniques, and when you actually produce that way, you can now start selling to big people who have big plantations. You can also set up your plantation. One of the things I did when I received my own grant from the Future Africa Foundation was to set up my own plantation. I bought 10 hectares of land, and so far I've already planted 2 hectares with plantain.
How much was your prize, by the way?
I received $35,000.
$25,000.
$35,000.
$35,000. Okay. Now, how has this award impacted you and the work which you're doing? Apart from, okay, you spent the money buying land, fine.
Now, first of all, the award gave me a higher voice. Sometimes when you're talking to young people that you can be this special, you can be this innovative, they don't believe you if they don't know that you have been recognized. With the African mindset, in fact, with the Cameroonian mindset, they want to believe someone when they know that this person has been on an international platform. I've been to...
And here you are on international television.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I attended the Tokyo International Conference for African Development in 2019 in Yokohama, Japan. And when I came back, I was carrying out activities, but many people were not really seeing it as something very valuable. But now, actually seeing that this young man who has been doing this thing for this long time has been recognized on a global platform. People were calling me from different countries all across the globe. Now, when you tell someone that, okay, this is what made me to reach this level, a young person seeing that is enough inspiration. And with that inspiration, we're able to reach many more youths. When we get to university, we tell university students, okay, we can do this, this, and this. You see them rallying behind you without doing any. So we have actually received that platform where we can inspire many more youths. And not just inspiring them, but giving them the opportunity. Because I can tell you, you can start up an agricultural venture. But if I don't show you the way, if I don't have an enabling environment for you, you end up doing nothing. So we've received that platform to create inspiration, and we've also received the enabling environment to engage many other youths into.
So that's what you have done over the past 1 year.
Absolutely.
Okay. What are your own aspirations, Anna, in the next 1 year? Are you going to also go to Japan,
South Sudan,
Germany, and all of this?
I think before I've gone back to my country, I've been asked to be one of the speakers in the United Nations General Assembly on peace process, because I've been to their platforms.
Did that also affect how people perceived you back in South Sudan?
When I talk, I do filming.
Okay.
I'm an actress. So there are people who watch my movies. When I get excited wanting to know about, so I don't use it to talk to them how excited I am as an actress. I use it to change their mindset and their lifestyle. This award, I know it's something beyond, because when I was part of the You Lead One Young Africa, I happened to be with the former president of Tanzania. The honor he gave me, the recognition, I was appointed, I was allowed to be part of our parliament. I'm not in any political seat, but I was allowed to be a representative of the young women of South Sudan. So with this, I know the doors that have been opened are beyond what they've already opened. Congratulations to all the winners, first of all. Congratulations to all of them. When I met the other 9, I asked myself, we're only 2 ladies. I asked myself, how did I win? Because, oh goodness, Africa has talent. The work that they have done in the communities is just beyond. It's all amazing. Like you're inspired, like you've not done enough. I was already doing the mentorship program, reaching out to schools, talking to the youths, to the young people, changing their mindset, how we can build South Sudan. Just like the news I've had, we can change that narrative. After 1 year, you'll hear a different story about South Sudan. So I am going back as one thing I'm going to really encourage the young people to do is agriculture. Because majority of our food in my country is being imported. Agriculture is taken lightly. And now imagine I go back, talk to them about poultry, talk to them about a plantation. How about we close the other border that imports food and we use our local food?
I can see the collaboration is already starting here. So, Pastor, well, is that something you're looking forward to, by the way?
Absolutely.
Great. Okay.
So we are already mentoring. I'm already mentoring some youths that are in different countries on agricultural ventures. The African Development Bank has been singing the song. Many countries are singing the song of getting more youth into agriculture. So collaborating with many of them to pick up agricultural ventures is something I'm so passionate about, and I would really love to see many other African youths taking up ventures in agricultural space.
Okay. By the way, did you study agriculture?
No, I had a master's in telecommunication networking engineering.
Oh dear.
Pause. You left technology
to go into agri?
He's tech and agriculture.
Oh, you are in tech and agriculture.
So I have my technological side, but I'm also into the agriculture side.
So how much tech are you applying to your agri?
Well, for now, we are working on the agricultural technologies first. We are harnessing the agricultural technologies first. And after that, our long-term vision is to see how we can increase the audience of our products that we produce. Because there's a whole lot of technology in the agricultural process. I was just hearing that they are producing plantain, but I didn't know there was so much technology into it. So we are trying to see how we can increase productivity with the agricultural technologies they have first, and then adding value, because the value addition is a whole process on its own. So that's how we're applying tech into agriculture.
So we could go on this conversation because it's really, really exciting. I'm even, if anything, buoyed to continue this young people aspiration. I wish I could carry a political party and say young people of Africa party, but unfortunately I can't do that. Pastor Ayodele Adedeji, we can only say well done for all that you do for Africa and doing it forward. Programs and Operations Officer, Future Africa Leaders Foundation. Thank you so much for your time this morning. Goye Michael Wawa, 2020 Future Africa Leaders Awards Star Prize winner. Thank you very much. All the way from Cameroon. Nevis Zomechia, 2021 Future Africa Leaders Awards Star Prize winner. Also from Cameroon. Maybe there is a conspiracy there, I don't know. I don't think there is, though. Thank you also, Nevis, as well as Miss Anna Maneno, 2021 Future Africa Leaders Awards winner from South Sudan. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for your time this morning. So there you go. We are up with the home stretch after this break. Please stay with us.